changing a university is like moving a graveyard. It's really very difficult. And but yet, I think not only is it necessary, but it's critical. And leadership in that regard can only come from the president. You have to be you have to explain, you have to talk, you have to listen. And so many of our institutions engage in what we call affectionately shared governance. The problem with shared governance is the fact that it, in many ways, is a speed bump to getting things right and getting things well, because we talk ourselves into oblivion. I've always felt that as university president, I'm really an architect for change. And I'd rather be an architect for change rather than be victimized by not doing something. So I think that what we need to be doing is that we need to make certain that university leaders are given that kind of cup of courage, and more importantly, that they get the kind of support that they need to have. I've talked about the fact that unless you have a committed administrations with you, unless they see the world the same way you do, you need to have, if you're a public university, you need to make certain you have a good board of governors who understands what you're doing. You need to have the legislature not sniping at you. So you need to have an internal strategy for change, because it's critical, but you need to have an external strategy to allow change to take place. And that is where so many of these change processes have failed. But on the other hand, I always point out that at the end of the day, I feel good about a lot of the changes I've made, because many people still have jobs. Right now, so many institutions have failed to recognize where they are, and all of a sudden they're having to just to meet their structural deficits, right? But they're letting a lot of people go. They didn't need to do that if they would have thought, about the change process and implemented it in a very aggressive but positive way. I think that the role of faculty and faculty leadership is that they need to have the vision that they need to lead change. And that's the reason I talk about shared responsibility. Right now, the change is coming from the administration, and the victimization that is taking place, at least, is found among the faculty. What we need to do is we need to have leaders with a shared vision, shared governance, shared vision, shared responsibility, and that's the kind of leaders that we need to have. Unfortunately, and I think that we all know this, unfortunately, so many people who are in faculty senates, et cetera, are there because of the fact that they have particular views, many of which are about things that they don't like about the institution. And faculty have an incredibly important role to play, but they need to be constructive in that role rather than very narrow-minded. It's about us. No, it's about the students. It's about the institution. It's about the state we serve. It's about the people that count on the institution. We need to be very reflective and look outward as faculty members.